What is this? What is this Bengal raid? Bengal, what are you doing on my fucking stream? This is like a full-fledged raid right now. Shout out to Bayou Bengal. Are we live? Is this thing on? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing? This is kind of like an impromptu, invitation to my boy Bayou Bengal. But I mean, I love chopping it up. I love talking ball with this guy, and I literally just messaged him in a stream. I was like, if you want to hop on my stream, by all means, man.
Do it.
You are always welcome. Shout out to Bayou Bengal. If you're not subbed to my boy at Bayou Bengal, fix your life. We are doing a giveaway tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Bengal, can you keep an eye on the camera? Oh Jesus! You might keep an eye on the queue for me.
Give me a second. Oh yeah, I will give you a second.
All right. Yeah, man, that's like a full-fledged Bengal raid. I might as well start doing some break dancing, and because you rated my shit, I might just start pop locking it, maybe start flickering the lights on and off. I don't know.
My dog just went crazy. I don't know if you heard that. I apologize. My wife came home. My dog thought it was
I have 3 dogs. They do it all the time. Just let me know if it's a fresh lobby so I can queue up. But before I do that, I'm gonna let the folks know what we're doing and where we're doing it at and how they can do it too. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are about to, we're just waiting for a fresh lobby, but we're about to queue up and endeavor on the mighty task of winning $500,000 in a fantasy football draft. And we're also doing a giveaway tonight. Shout out to JC Money Design. I'll tell you guys what he did, but first I'll tell you guys what we're doing and where we're doing it and how you can do it too. This is not a mock draft that we're about to compete in. This is a real money draft with real money implications. How much real money are you talking about? $2.5 million in total prizes, $500,000 to first. Total points format, most points win. Best ball, weekly scoring, weeks 1 to 17. 12 teams draft fast and slow, 150 entries to max out, and it's $15 per entry, and we're giving that for free. There's also the drafters $2 mini. This is the second one. It's a $2 entry, $25,000 goes to first. Not bad for a $2 entry, $125,000 in total prizes. It is best ball format. And in my humble opinion, it's the most convenient way for your draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances on your roster will be submitted into your weekly matchup. So no more leaving points on the bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades, none of that garbage. Bayou Bengal, what do we do with that garbage?
We get that garbage out of here.
Get that garbage out of here. You literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a life-changing amount of money. Money that will seriously change your fucking life. And it's a really, really good opportunity. So sign up today on Drafters Fantasy using promo code DISCO. I will double your initial deposit. And if you're like, hey, I'm a redraft person, I'm a redraft guy, this is the best way for you, especially if you're in PPR, this is the best way for you to prepare for your redraft league because it's 20 rounds of real shots on net, real drafts. Nobody's doing a auto pick. This isn't your Yahoo mock draft where somebody queues up and makes the first pick and be like, hey, I got CMC, I got Saquon and Derrick Henry. I'm done. And then they just auto. It's real shots on net, real competition, 20 rounds. You get to realize what real ADP is the entire season. You get to know how to push the value. If you deposit $25, guys, I will double your initial deposit. That's 25 $2 minis. That's a couple drafters mains. It's a lot of opportunity. I really, really recommend you do it. Is that draft full yet?
Not yet. We still got one person.
Oh, geez, Louise. All right, guys, don't queue up just yet. Bengal, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. We had our surgery last week. We're doing really well now, though. We're popping off, obviously, multiple streams and rocking and rolling, having fun with the community, man. And I am absolutely blessed to be on your stream, hanging out with the community over here as well. It's just an absolute fun and blast, man. I'm just having a good time, man.
I will say, I feel terrible that, you had surgery, but I'm also, selfishly happy because there's a lot of good Bayou Bengal content out there that's being pumped.
New lobby.
So,
yep.
Huh? New lobby? Okay.
New lobby. Yep.
Join. Join. All right. Queue up, guys. Queue up. Everybody queue up. Charge. I'm sorry, I didn't announce it in the Discord. Bengal, can you go in the Discord and just put charge? Like the GIF? Thank you.
Gotcha.
I appreciate you. God bless you. I know, I'm making you my secretary right now.
No, I got you.
You're my guest. Mason Riney, that's a new name. What's up, Mason Riney? Thank you for tuning in. Sleazeball says heading home, ready right now. Let's rumble. He just had Chipotle, and Andrew N kind of knew that because he said that's what my stomach is doing right now. He might have had Chipotle as well. Yes, Quasi, aka the 2-time, he has entered the keyword for tonight, which is hashtag Tuck Rule. Bad Guys Official says yo yo yo. Really isn't a bad guy. Great guy. Ready to rumble. Let's go. Hi all. What's up, Jerry Bagshot? Jerry, I still owe you your ticket. Please remind me after the stream to send you your ticket so we can get you in here. All right, brother. I'm sorry. I forgot to send you your ticket. Speaking of tickets, JC Money Design won day 20 of our 20-day giveaway yesterday. And he's like, you know what, Disco? I'm good. I'm already experiencing drafters. I'm already loving drafters. Why don't you just reshuffle that for the community tomorrow? So shout out to JC Money Design and the affiliation. They'll be live tonight at what was it, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time? 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. Sleazeball, Fantasy Football. He'll be live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. There's a lot of drafters content. You just finished a 2-hour stream. You were streaming earlier today. You're crushing the content game. You're doing, like, I just do these live streams, right? I just give my advice and talk shit here on these live streams, but you do the shorts where you're giving advice. You do your ranking videos. You do all, what can people expect from you moving forward, and where can the folks who aren't privy to your fantastic content, where can they find you on all platforms?
Yeah, so I'm mainly obviously just on YouTube, but you can just find me on Twitter at BayouBingoFN. What you really get from my channel, you get dynasty rankings, you get dynasty videos, you get redraft videos, you get keeper league videos, best ball videos. Here lately, I mean, a ton of drafters content. I'm also doing drafters like tips and tricks and things you can do to help you have a better draft on drafters as well. We're starting to do a lot of live streams now where we all just like you do on your channel, Disco. We do drafts together and have some fun. We literally just did a draft where I let you guys pick my picks, and trust me, I didn't like some of the picks, but it's just fun. It's having fun with the community, and that's kind of what we're all about, man. And we do the same thing as you do over here, man. Just having fun with the community, just building relationships, and just having something in common in fantasy football, and all of us talking, having a good time. I just love it, man. It's fun. It's fun.
Hold on. Sleaze just said, shit, get me in there as well. All right.
Yo, Sleaze just had some Chipotle, so he's probably taking a massive
I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm about to send him an invite real quick.
Well, you got one slot left, Sleaze, so you might want to get up on in here. It is what it is. Hot Take, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. We look, while he's doing all that, we're gonna talk it up. Look, it's started. We're getting this thing popping and locking. Just kind of, oh my gosh, Disco with the number 2. You know he's probably going Jamar Chase though. Whoo! I don't know who this Taco Guy Dave is, and I don't know if you're familiar with him, but I want him in the community because his name is Taco Guy Dave.
I like tacos, that's for sure. Who Hames, what's up, buddy? He said, big draft energy. You got something on your shirt? Yeah, it's called fucking Victory, bud. It's called Victory. That's what it's called, sir. Big guy has moves. You know what, man? Like I can sing, I can dance, I can rock a bald head. Who Hames? Looks like at least one of the dogs thought was okay. I see you guys. Fantasy football mediator Matt, what's up, brother? Can't stay long. Go get that bread, Mr. Disco. The mediators will get in one of these here. Hey, man, you just got back from vacation. You just got yourself a house. A lot is going on. We will always be here for you. Shout out to the fantasy football mediators. Great content on the horizon, but the obviously life that they're dealing with there. So shout out to those guys for sure. A lot of people have entered the Tuck Rule. If I'm not reading every chat, forgive me. I will catch up shortly. This is kind of like an impromptu stream. Sleazeball, check your DMs on X. The StreamYard link's there, sir. So if you want to pop in, we could get a pop in. Is he in this draft?
No. Yes, at the 4.
Yes. Okay, cool. Doing good. What's up, Hot Take City? If you're not following my guy, Hot Take City, on X, Fix Your Life. He's absolutely brilliant. Where is Jason when you need him? Who's Jason?
Yeah.
When building a portfolio, you have to realize that you have to make uncomfortable picks sometimes. 100%. 100%. Disco. What's up, Mossy? How you doing, brother? Agree, Quasi. For sure. What's an uncomfortable pick, though? Like, what am I referring to? Do I have to scroll up in the chat to find that?
Yeah, Who Hames was saying, where's Jason when you need him? Jason's the guy who drafts with us every morning, and he's always at the 112, always. So I'm assuming that Who Hames is at the 112 now, and he would wish Jason was there so he didn't have to draft the 112.
I get it. Okay, so this is a Bayou community joke that I kind of. You don't see the link. It should be on X right now, Sleazeball. Check your DMs on X, on Twitter. I'll double check to make sure I sent it, but I'm almost certain I sent it.
Oh, look at CMC dropping to the 3.
I 100% didn't send it. That's on me. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, you keep doing your thing.
Yeah. I got you. So what's funny is a lot of these drafts, you guys can probably see CMC's always at the 101, and hey, I seen him fall to like the 105 the other day. So which is absolutely freaking bananas in my head. We know what's wrong with Christian McCaffrey. We got the injury history, right? Is he going to stay healthy? He's got a little bit of age, about him, but dang, he's so freaking electric. It's really hard for him to not be my 101 guy, even though a lot of people, think otherwise. Tyreek Hill going at the 101 as well. That's crazy. CeeDee Lamb drop it to the 104. Absolutely freaking crazy, man. Holy balls. Y'all see Broad in here too. Broad, I don't know if you're over here, man. I hope you came over here too. Broad's a good guy. I met him actually this morning. One of the new guys this morning. So it's awesome coming to everybody's community. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Thank you for everybody popping by. If you guys are just getting here, please smash that like. If you guys want to enter our giveaway, a chance where you can win $500,000 Rooskies, put hashtag Tuck Rule. If you guys know why I put hashtag Tuck Rule, and obviously look at the thumbnail, then you guys will know why I put hashtag. And if you don't,
Charles Woodson will tell you.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit! Did we lose Bengal? Where'd Bengal go? Okay, there's Sleazeball.
Yo.
How did we just lose Bengal? Hold on. Add item, camera slot. We're doing this on the fly, folks. Forgive me. There he is. All right. Okay. Add to stage, save, update layout. All right. This looks like shit, but at least I have everybody in here. What's up, family?
Yeah, I was like, man, did I just get booted?
I thought, no, the Matrix got you, brother. The
Matrix
got
you. Good, boys.
Good, man.
All right, I'm on the clock of Mundo, Bruno. It's a big family reunion. Let's fucking go. Cooper Cup at the 102. Let's go.
Yeah, I almost took him. I took Debo instead.
All right, let's go. Let's go. How you doing, Sleazeball?
Doing good, man. Glad to be back.
Good. Bangle, what were you talking about before the Matrix took you?
Oh, yeah, I was saying that you were talking about the Tuck Rule. I said, well, ask Charles Woodson if you don't know what the Tuck Rule is.
Oh, Tuck Rule is one of the best things that ever happened to me. Do we have any Raiders fans in the chat right now?
Not.
Oh, Hot Take City. That's rude. Hot Takes like you got that big ugly stain on your shirt. No, man, it's called Victory. It's called Victory. But I like that's the last program. That's the last football team I could talk crap about. Saquon and Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor all gone. So I'm obviously going to have to push RB. This is an interesting draft. Oh, by the way, I probably should shout out Disco Ball Nation. I'm at the 102. Mossy, shout out to Mossy. Disco, he's at the 103. Sleazeball at the 104. Bayou Bengal at the 105. Quasi at the 106. Just Josh at the 107. B-Rot at the 109. Angry Elf at the 111. And Who Hames at the 112. This is good. Ron, you were one of my favorite human beings, brother. You're one of my favorite human beings. But fuck rule, worst call ever. Hey, man, it happened. It happened to the right team. It happened for the right team. I mean, like you guys are the victims of like two of the worst calls ever. You know, what was it? What was that catch that never really happened? Against Pittsburgh. Franco Harris, the immaculate reception or the immaculate deception. Yeah. And then the Tuck Rule. Those are two catastrophic calls against your program, and I'm here for it. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck them. How you guys doing?
Who you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to us or Chad. I was waiting.
I'm talking to you fellas. You guys are here with me.
You got man meet in the building.
Look, I tell you how I'm doing. You talking about all these Tuck Rule stuff. You do know, as a New Orleans Saints fan, there's two calls that we can't stand. The pass interference, not only is Stephon Diggs pushing off, but also against the Rams pushing off. Listen, I'm so upset right now. I'm so upset as a Saints fan. We've had some awful calls in the playoffs that cost us Super Bowl berths as well. So it kind of gets me a little raging. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you guys don't have a Pete Carroll call or a Russell Wilson call on the the 1 yard line where
No,
it's
that's
like,
awful.
yeah, we benefited from a couple great bad calls, great bad calls, and like as a Pats fan, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Who Hames Immaculate, appreciate you, brother. Though I'm trying to like Drake May. What's wrong with Drake May? Oh, you want to get exposure? Okay, gotcha. Jerry Bagshaw's entered the giveaway. So has Arthur Howell. Okay, I'm all caught up with chat. Everybody knows what we're doing and where we're doing it at. We are doing a duck race to announce the winner of the giveaway tonight. It's always fun stuff. It's always exciting stuff. Oh, this is so much better.
Double
this
wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, it looks clean.
That's better, yeah. So, how's everything going, Disco? What's new, man?
Just working away, drafting, talking ball, getting ready for Canton, and I'm really excited for the expo. I'm going to be on. This is my bad, by the way. I thought the Fantasy Football Expo interview with Bob Lung, where he interviews people who have a booth there, I thought that was live. It's not live. It's not live, but I am going to be recording that tomorrow with him. And obviously, if Bob Lung's present, I'm going to be there with Greg Kellogg. So Greg Kellogg's going to be joining me. It's going to be a very fun segment. I always love chopping it up with those two guys. Those guys are absolutely legends. Yeah, man, just living the dream. Another day, another muscle. Just doing. What about you, man? How's the trip? How's everything?
Man, so finally, like the next month here, I finally get to pump out content. I've been gone for so long. It's crazy.
It's honestly for content creators, this is crunch time. Like, get your vacations out of the way, get your surgeries out of the way for Bengal, for example, and just start pumping the content. So Bengal, I see you taking Henry a lot. Obviously, we know why. I see you taking McLaurin a lot. Obviously, we know why. But Keenan Allen's somebody a lot of people have been fading. Why are you constantly taking Keenan Allen, and what's your exposure to Keenan Allen currently?
I think my exposure is it's like 16 to 20%, somewhere in there. I think my biggest thing with Keenan Allen is we have to remember like what type of receiver he is, right? He's one of the best route running wide receivers in the NFL. Whether or not you think he's open or not, he's probably going to be open. And with a rookie quarterback and Caleb Williams, right, he's got to have some type of safety blankets. And I think DJ Moore is more of a 1 to 2 yard or behind the line of scrimmage pass catcher. Rome Odunze is obviously going to be a rookie. He's got to learn. Keenan Allen's the veteran in there. I think he's going to be able to open up quite a bit of opportunity for Caleb Williams, and he knows if he wants to get an easy reception, it's going to be Keenan Allen. I think he's clearly going to be the number one wide receiver over DJ Moore, and that's why I'm starting to take a lot more Keenan Allen in my life. So,
okay, Sleazeball, I will get to you with an alternate question, but I want to stay on this point. So, do you like Keenan Allen simply for best ball, or do you like him in all formats where it's like PPR or receiver premium, like Dynasty? Obviously, not so much Dynasty, but like redraft currently this year. Are you there with Keenan Allen as well?
Yeah, definitely not Dynasty, obviously, but if it's half PPR, full PPR, yes, I'm in on Keenan. For standard, I am not in on Keenan Allen because I think he's going to have over 100 receptions. That's what I project him for. So I think he's going to be very, very clutch in any type of half PPR. And then best ball, I think because you can get him at a round 5 or even sometimes later round 5, I think he's an amazing value for you to get on pretty much all aspects as long as it's not standard leagues or dynasty leagues. So.
Okay, one more question, and then we'll get to you, Sleazeball, about the same player because I saw you put up the 0. Well, aren't you, okay, so if you are very bullish on Keenan Allen because he's a fantastic value, why do you dislike Caleb Williams so much?
Yeah, I mean, you can have a wide receiver that catches 100 passes for 1,400 passing yards or 1,400 receiving yards. But if you have a quarterback that's throwing, I mean, that's only 1,400 passing yards. I don't think DJ Moore is going to sniff 1,000 yards, and I don't think that Rome Odunze is going to sniff 1,000 yards. I think you'll maybe have 850 yards receiving from DJ Moore and maybe 400 yards receiving from Rome Odunze, and there you go. You got probably about 3,500 yards that you add some Cole Kmet stuff in there. You're looking at probably about 3,500 to 3,800 yards passing from Caleb Williams, and I just think where his ADP is right now and a rookie, I just don't want any part of him. If he falls, I'm down with him. I think he's going too high.
But isn't he going behind like Jaden Daniels currently?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
Yeah, I believe he's his ADP is currently behind.
Yeah, he's right behind Jaden Daniels. I would rather Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, Tua, Justin Herbert, and Kirk Cousins all over him.
Okay. Fair assessment. I only ask because I literally just drafted Caleb Williams with my 5th round pick in the Scott Fish Bowl. It's going to be a while before I make my next pick, but I like my start there. And obviously, I like Jaden Daniels a little bit more than Caleb Williams. I just wanted to know, a little bit both things in terms of like, one, why are you so bullish on Keenan Allen, but yet fading?
Don't do me dirty,
Caleb.
I think the interceptions will kill him, though, man.
But I think your explanation and rationale, it's very sound and it's well thought of. So Sleazeball, your turn.
Hang on, I'm on the clock. So, dude, Keenan Allen, I know he's coming off his best year, one of his best years last year. He always has the injury scare, and age 32 to age 33 this season. I have 0% in best ball of Keenan Allen. I don't see Caleb Williams being good till next year like other people. I know the upside's there. The team is amazing. All the weapons are great. But his college tape, when I was scouting it, when they played good teams, he struggled. And now you're playing the best of the best. And I know he's one of the best route runners. His injury scare just worries me so much.
What the heck are you doing? Bengal just got possessed by the Bayou cock demon, main meat demon. Just hit him in the tongue.
The possession made me draft someone that I don't draft.
Who'd you get? Zamir! Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! I like it a lot. I'll get back to your point there, Sleazeball.
But I do think DJ Moore will be the one. I don't think Keenan will be the one.
Who him says Disco? Why did you pass on the Worthy stack? Because I already have Hollywood Brown. I don't think if I'm gonna get one ceiling play in my first 4 wide receivers, I'm not going to get a double stack at a ceiling play, and I think that's what it is. It's a double stack ceiling play with both Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. I'll get exposure to either one, but the way it felt to me, I got Hollywood Brown first. But yeah, I think I have even shares to both of them to answer your question. So you like DJ Moore, you like Keenan Allen. Does that mean that I need to start?
Romo Dunze?
Because I'll be honest. When it gets around that point in ADP where, Romo Dunze, Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman, Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith and Jigba, a lot of really good high upside receivers are going. Romo Dunze is probably 6th on my list there, right? Obviously, we're expecting the Bears to air it out, but there's a lot of people here who are expecting the Bears to also, choke because that's what they do best. Shout out to Bear fan Pete. If you guys are not following my guy on X, do so. Bad Guys Officials enter the giveaway with #TuckRule. So, yeah, I don't know if I love them, but I think the upside for getting exposure to each one of those players is it's too good to pass up on, especially because every last person there is at an incredible value, like you alluded to earlier there, Bengal. How about the running game? Because I'm high on Rojo. Sleazeball's high on Rojo. Bengal, I don't think
DeAndre Swift too.
I could be wrong, but I think Bengal's kind of out on like the entire running back room there, but I could be wrong. Once again, care to give any clarification on how you feel about the running back room there, Bengal? And
I actually really love DeAndre Swift, man. I think that Swift is they're using him. They already said they want to come out there, and the offensive coordinator made a statement that he wants to. They finally got their gadget player that's going to be an absolute weapon for the offense, and they're talking about DeAndre Swift. My thing is Khalil Herbert is why I don't like Rojo, but Khalil Herbert's contract situation, he's getting almost bare veteran minimum pretty much. I mean, he's getting it's a very, very low contract, so it doesn't make sense to trade him. You can trade him. I mean, what you're going to get is peanuts for him, so he's going to be on the team. And as long as he's Khalil Herbert's on the team, you're just not going to get any really good value, I believe. Let's take
I mean, if you look at the way I look at it is go back to DeAndre Swift's last 4 years and look at his backup running back behind him. They average double-digit touchdowns almost every year. He doesn't get the goal line work. I just don't like that with him. He will get the gadget yards. He might get I don't think he's going to get 1,000 yards like last season with the Eagles, but I have zero DeAndre Swift, maybe one share.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is he didn't get the goal line
value.
work with the Lions because they ended up having Jamal Williams over there. He didn't get the goal line work with the Philadelphia Eagles because there was Jalen Hurts push. So this is the first time there's no goal line back there. Whether you think it's going to be Roschon Johnson or not, there's no high tiered person because Jamal Williams was very highly touted up there, right? He was the guy up there, right? And then Jalen Hurts. I just don't think Rojo's on that level. I love him as a running back. Don't get me wrong, but
I think Rojo will be the goal line back. My opinion.
It could be. I don't hate it.
Let's be realistic, because like I want to touch on that point, Sleazeball. Because like I like Rojo, but for different purposes and different reasons, right? The reason why I like Rojo is I think as a pure pass blocker out of all of the running backs in that room, he is the most reliable. I think he's the most violent runner, and I think he brings a different attitude when he handles the rock in comparison to a Swift who can be violent. Like, he's not tiny, right? And Herbert is probably the best pure runner out of the three, just like simply like from point A to point B. He's probably the best pure runner. But in terms of violence, bringing in attitude, bringing in that oomph, that extra in a 6-man box, he's going to be relied on more than Swift, than Khalil Herbert in those pass pro situations, because he's a spectacular pass blocker. And for that, he's going to face lighter boxes frequently, especially since they have that 3-headed monster at the wide receiver positions. Defenses are going to have to adjust accordingly. So that's the bet I'm making. But in terms of goal line situation, one, Sleazeball, I think that O-line is like really shitty.
Trash.
I think that O-line's awful. Two, when they get down to the O-line, or to the goal line, O-line, when they get down to the goal line, I think they're going to probably just throw the ball. They got 3 spectacular wide receivers to throw the ball more often than not. Do you have a counterpoint for that, or a counter theory or belief?
Hang on here. God, you took Corum, man. That hurts. Okay.
By the way, my draft is going really fucking good.
I think I'm going to go with Mr. Reliance Myers. All right, so Pirate back. Dude, the Bears O-line is trash. DeAndre Swift probably sees 10 to 20% goal line carries in his career, which has got to be one of the lowest for the starting running backs in the NFL today. And I don't like anything DeAndre Swift this season.
So the question was, it's more of a theoretical / schematics question. It was, when they get down to the goal line, are you certain that they are going to run the ball to make Roschon's value spike, or are they going to pass the ball, since they have a 3-headed monster at wide receiver? I think they're more so going to pass the ball. I like Roschon more as like a dink and dunk, third down guy who eventually gets. Like, I think we're going to see Miles Sanders, situation with DeAndre Swift. I'm completely out on DeAndre Swift this year. I think he's being drafted way too high, and I don't have a lot of exposure to him. I'd much rather get Roschon Johnson, because when Roschon Johnson plays, he has a lot to prove. DeAndre Swift never seemed like a guy who loved football. He likes the idea of getting the bank. He got the bank. He got paid, and that's that, right? And I said the same thing about DeAndre Swift last year. So, like, it's not about DeAndre Swift. It's not a DeAndre Swift. It's more of a theology behind the schematics of the Kansas City Chiefs. When they get down to the goal line, when they get down to the red zone, are they going to run the ball? And if so, like, explain that to me. Like, your theory behind that.
If they're going to run the ball at all, I mean, Roschon Johnson is probably 15 pounds heavier than both of them. I don't know. I'd say DeAndre Swift's probably like 210. I mean, Roschon Johnson's probably like 225, 227, 230, around there. I don't know what Khalil Herbert is. He's probably in the middle. They don't have a big ball back. It's got to be Roschon Johnson. And if they do run the ball, it's going to be him inside the 5. If they don't, it's going to be Caleb Williams on a RPO rollout or whatever it is, looking for the receivers, because he has wheels. I mean, he can move. But I just don't see DeAndre Swift getting a carry at all inside the 5.
Okay, Andrew N. Parking lot. That question we'll get right back to it because I swear I was getting to that. Shout out to Wendy early. Jerry Bagshaw says Wendy. Bengal, when they get down to the red zone, if they do get down to the red zone and don't score like on a gabillion bombs, right? Do you see them passing it down there? Or do you see them throwing the ball down there?
I think that just Caleb Williams in general, if you look at a lot of his tape when he played in college too, he did a lot of passing when he's inside the red zone, didn't run the ball a lot. Now, obviously, it has really nothing to do with the schemes of the NFL, but just seeing what they have back there, I mean, Swift has the ability to run on the goal line, but I just think that Caleb Williams is going to want to put the ball in his hands and throw the football, which that's where Cole Kmet comes. That was a perfect thing that Andrew was saying anyway, but that's where he comes in. It's going to be either Cole Kmet or Roma Dunze. I think that's going to be their end zone people.
Okay. DJ Moore saw a lot of red zone targets last year, man.
He was also by himself.
So now
he can beat man very easy in the red zone.
Yeah.
All right. Are we good to move on to okay? Bears fans, P says, I love this. Bears talk beautiful. The Bears fucking suck. Okay, I'm sorry. Why am I so unhinged so early? It's so early. I was fighting traffic forever today. That's why. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Andrew N says, so much Bears talk, not a word about Cole Kmet. I swear I was going to get there. Personally, I think there's too many mouths to feed. And for that, I don't think Cole Kmet's great in redraft. Obviously, he's an exposure piece in like a 3-4 tight end build. Personally, I like Kmet, but I feel like my two guests here, my two buddies, they have different takes on Kmet. So I let Bangle go first last time. Sleaze, where are you at with Mr. Kmet? How I Kmet your mother?
I drafted him last draft on Bayou Stream, but I mean, again, he's going to be probably a red zone threat, maybe 4 to 5 targets a game. It's so many mouths to feed. I'm trying to stay away from Bears, especially in best ball as well.
This draft is going so well. Do you guys see what I have going on right now?
Yeah, I just know you took Pat from me.
You've taken so many from me, it's not even fun.
I'm sorry. You did take Isaiah Likely on your stream, maybe 20 picks ahead of ADP to ruin like my perfect draft.
You would have made it back.
I would have gotten him for sure around like on the yeah. I was gonna definitely reach on him too, but
Quentin or Jaleel?
Jaleel, that's easy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Jaleel.
I just wanted Quentin. Thanks, appreciate that.
You got it.
Yeah, I like QJ a lot. I like that. I like that chess move. This guy's playing, space freaking chess and not checkers. Shit. I was expecting that kind of move from Sleazeball so he can live up to that moniker. That was a dickhead. I respect it. All right, Bengal, how do you feel about Kmet?
The one thing I've always preached for, I don't know, the 3 years, I've been rocking out fantasy football content on YouTube is that rookie quarterbacks, you're always going to see rookie quarterbacks want that safety blanket, right? And most of the time, the safety blanket comes from the tight end position. There's already been multiple camp reports out there that Cole Kmet and Caleb Williams are even staying afterwards. They're putting in extra work, and they're already starting to feel really, really comfortable with each other, putting in a lot of extra time to make sure their timing is down and things like that. So just putting everything together, and I understand they have a 3-pack at wide receiver, rocking and rolling. They're going to probably be playing a lot of, whether it's nickel or whatever the case is, to try to stop this 3-headed monster they have at wide receiver. I think people are going to forget about the underneath play, and that's going to be Cole Kmet, and I think he's going to have plenty of opportunities to score great, and especially if the ADP is in now. You get past round 11, round 12, round 13, you can grab a Cole Kmet. I think it's the value is there, and I think he's just going to have the opportunity to be a solid fan. I'm not saying he's going to be a George Kittle and Mark Andrews, but I think he's going to do really, really well.
Okay, well, the old adage, right? To touch up on your point, rookie quarterback's best friend is the tight end, right? So I totally get it. We'll get to the next point, but first I just wanted to shout out a really good friend of mine. Shout out to Wendy Early. She's on the sports affiliation Wednesday nights with the Game Changers. She's on Women of Fantasy Football. She's a great follow, great friend, great person. I highly recommend you follow her on X. You go sub to the channel she's on because she's absolutely remarkable.
Shout out to Wendy.
And then Ron.
The sexist starts here soon too, doesn't it?
Ron had a great point here that I want to get both of your takes. Sleaze, you'll go first again. That way we'll be 2-2, and then Bayou, you'll finish up. Ron says, "What's up, Wendy?" Because everybody fucking loves Wendy. Let's be real. And Gerald Everett is going to eat into Cole Kmet's targets with Cole Kmet coming off of that injury, right? I can kind of see where Ron's coming at with this take and this belief. So Sleaze, do you feel like Gerald Everett has any value and he will come take away any targets from Komet because Komet's coming off of a relatively late season injury?
He's been a red zone monster in his career. You know, Gerald Everett knows how to hit the in and out real quick and get the 5-yard dig. But I mean, you got Keenan Allen, you got Romo Dunze, you got DJ Moore. I don't find the value there, but I do think he could eat into it with the injury. But I don't. Nothing special enough for me to be excited about.
Okay. And Bangle, any thought of him as a late round flyer in best ball or any sort of redraft format whatsoever?
Not really. Gerald Everett, he's been in the NFL, like 7 years, right? And the only time he even sniffed 500 yards receiving was in 2022, his first year with the Chargers. I mean, when he had the opportunity, he was the man for the Rams. Absolutely nothing. I mean, he just really, he averages like 400 yards receiving a season. It's just, I don't know. He's not very viable as far as like fantasy football goes for me, and I just don't think that he's going to have much of any type of role. To be honest with you, I mean that's just my take. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be out there at all.
I think
he'll be out there for sure. Not like full send.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think the idea of Gerald Everett. I always like to relate things to what happened in the past and like what my thought process was and what it equates to. And last year I had the same thought process with Kyle Pitts coming off of his knee injury and like maybe I should get a little bit of exposure to Jonnu Smith, right? I think Gerald Everett might be potentially this year's Jonnu Smith. Say they do get down to the goal line and Cole Kmet gets a lot of attention and they go into 11-man personnel. I don't know. Maybe I'll start getting like 2% exposure to Kmet if I am building any sort of line, or not Kmet to Everett if I'm building any sort of lineups. I like to be very contrarian with every thought process. Sorry, what'd you say, Sleaze?
I said, and they signed Mercedes Lewis, but I got a quick one here. So this is what Vegas thinks of Cole Kmet. So last season, right, there's only DJ Moore. He goes for 719 yards. His over-under right now is 475 and 3.5 touchdowns. And I would say under on both.
Bangle, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, if you look at the Bears, right, they run the one tight end set more. Cole Kmet was on the field for 77% of the snaps last season. The only thing that came close to another tight end was at 29%, right? So Cole Kmet gets close to 80% of those targets, 400 yards. I would be smashing the over. Like, what did he even have last season? Cole Kmet finished with 719 yards on 73 receptions. If we're thinking he's going to go under 400 and whatever yards receiving, I think that he had 90 targets last season. Yes, I understand. Now you add a Keenan Allen, you add the Romo Dunze.
It's an entire new regime, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, entire new scheme,
whole new system.
Yeah, but like you still think he's viable?
Yeah, you got a quarterback out there that likes to sling the ball all over the field without any regards for anything with the safety blanket of Cole Kmet. Like, come on, that's I just think it's a match made in heaven for Cole, man. And again, we'll see what it is at the end of the season, but I just think he's a smash play.
I personally agree with you. I think if what'd you say, 400, 375 yards? 475 yards.
So Cole Kmet.
What was the prop? 475 yards, Sleaze?
475. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm smashing the over.
Snap share last season.
No, not so much the 3 touchdowns, but definitely the 475 yards. I'm smashing the over. I think he can easily get
30. Off the injury.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like if he's able to play week 1, if he's able to go through full training camp, he's good to go. Like, he needs to average 20, 28, 38 yards per game minimum. He'll obviously have weeks where he spikes. I think he can smash that, no problem. I think he can easily smash that, no problem. All right, our conversation's going great. Honestly, this is all impromptu, super on the fly. I mean, I knew I was going to stream and be here. I didn't know if you guys we're coming. This is kind of all happening on the fly, and I think we're adapting and we're making.
Oh, I say it likely. Oh my god, bro,
suck it.
Andrew N says a lot of people away from bears. A lot of people stay away from bears, except women when they get asked if they want to run into one of them or a male hiker in the forest. Gotcha. You're just a funny guy, eh? You're just a funny feller.
I mean, I'll take it right now, live on stream. That Cole Kmet is not in the top 10 tight ends this year. Right now.
Okay, so rank your top 10 tight ends. Who goes ahead of him?
I'm going Trey McBride, Kels, Laporta, Andrews. Okay, what are we at? 4? Kels, McBride, Laporta, Andrews, Evan Ingram for sure, Jake Ferguson for sure, 100%. I will go George Kittle. TJ Hawkins is out, can't do him. I would go David Njoku maybe. That's very iffy.
That's
what am I at? 8. And I think Hunter Henry will outperform him too.
That's 9.
I have Cole Kmet at number 14.
I'm on the clock. Chig. Let's go with my guy. And then Dalton Kincaid. Jesus, that's an easy one.
10.
And I'll put Kyle Pitts, another easy one. Pat Freiermuth, another easy one over him. So I think he's around, I put him like 15, 14, 13 range for me.
Bangle, you said you have him at 14?
I have him at 14, but a lot of people he named like Freiermuth and Hunter Henry actually have under Cole Kmet, but I do have him at 14.
Yeah, I have him at 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Wendy says, thanks, Disco. Feeling is mutual. Let's go. Appreciate you, Wendy. Don't forget we got 40-year-old Mercedes Lewis. Man, by the way, chat, because I know Bangle doesn't watch much TV. I learned that earlier during a stream, but I just started watching Receiver, the Receiver show on Netflix.
Is that good?
Honestly, the quarterback show was phenomenal. I don't think it's living up to the hype of quarterback. It's definitely not as good as quarterback, but it's still good. I got a newfound respect for Devontae Adams. Everybody likes to call Devontae Adams a diva, but like what he dealt with last year was terrible.
My guy.
So since we're on the topic of Devontae Adams,
this guy just jumped Jelani Woods 20 spots, bro.
Yeah, ADP doesn't matter here. So Bangle, we'll start with you. Since we're on the topic of Devontae Adams, currently he's going off the board as like player 16, 17 in these drafts. He went as player 19 here to Quasi, I think is a good value. Currently, where he's being drafted at the 116, let's just pull it up to see his true ADP. 16. He's a 16th overall player. Do you think Devontae Adams as a 16th overall player is a good pick or a bad pick? Is there better value than Adams?
I love Devontae Adams, man. He's playing for a crappy offense. They're going to be in a negative game script.
Sorry, I didn't get that first part. You love or you hate?
I love him.
Okay.
I love him. I think he's playing for an offense that is going to be in a negative game script, and they're going to have to throw the ball all the time. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Did I miss son of a? Anyway, what were you saying?
I don't know about
Devontae Adams
game script, but
yeah, I just think they're going to throw the ball all the time. They're going to force feed. It's almost going to be like when you saw last year when Kirk Cousins went down. You saw Justin Jefferson on pace for I think Sleaze was talking about it, over 2,000 yards. He was on pace for that. I think the same situation is going to happen with these guys. Look at, especially if Gardner Minshew's the starting quarterback. Look at the numbers that Pittman's going to put up. I think he'll put up even better numbers than what Pittman did, and we thought Pittman did a really good job with Gardner Minshew. I just think it's going to be. I don't know. I'm really high on Devontae Adams.
I agree. I'm the same way. I'm drafting him everywhere, anywhere I can. Best ball, redraft. I'll even trade for him in Dynasty. He said he might be looking for a contract too.
Okay. I'm with you guys. I think he's an absolute sleeper. I love Gardner Minshew. I don't like Aiden O'Connell, but he's still balled out with Aiden O'Connell at the helm. So I like him. They're not really going to do much else other than run the ball with Zamir, throw to their tight ends in Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. I really like every one of those players that I just mentioned, and including Michael Mayer. I love Michael Mayer.
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons now too, though.
I would say do not sleep. People, not you guys, just people in disco ball world. Do not sleep on those folks. In Vegas, I think Vegas is going to be very sound and very good this year. Obviously, I've chirped them a lot about the Tuck World, but I think they're going to be very solid. I like this point here by Snowman going back to Cole Kmet. I tried to get us away from Bears talk. I really did try to push that, but it just pulls you back in, right? Snowman 089. By the way, he's entered the giveaway, guys, so just fucking go home. He says, literally just saw something interesting regarding the Bears' new offensive coordinator. Has never had a tight end go over 75% of snaps on any offense he's ever been involved in, going back to his time as the Rams tight end coach. Huh.
Still like commit.
I did not know that. It's a great point, but I wouldn't have. It didn't change anything for me. I'm not really drafting him.
No, because he was only at 77 last year. He was at 77%, so it's only a couple percent. I mean,
it's negligible for sure. Yeah. Andrew N says, I put a necklace on a trout to make it more sophisticated. Sorry. I just love it. And our guy, Mossy, says he's getting sniped every round of QB. Bear Fan Pete says, I feel like I should be on this show, being a near fan and all. Next time we talk Bears, brother, you're in. Okay.
I mean, for me, I have DJ Moore even lower. I have Keenan Allen even lower. I have Romo Dunze. God, he was my favorite player coming out of college too. I have him even lower. Cole Kmet lower. DeAndre Swift lower. They're there for value if they drop, but I just don't like the Bears. I just don't like the value. They're too high. Like Keenan Allen right there, where say, where did he take him? The 5th, right? So you got Jaden Reed, you got Chris Godwin there, Deontay Johnson, Ladd McConkey's kind of a, you don't know yet, but I'd rather have like the high upside, especially in best ball. I know he's going to be like a solid floor player, but I don't see his ceiling being super high, almost turning 33 too. Like for Keenan, I don't hate it.
I agree with you.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? We all have our takes. We all have our points, and everybody comes prepared with their information and their research and their theory, because everybody's right at the end of the day and everybody's wrong at the end of the day. But it's all theory, right? Everybody has an opinion, and the opinion will eventually be a results. Sorry, just queuing up my last guy here. I'm probably going to get sniped. Probably not. Not a lot of people.
On the clock, you doesn't even tell me, bro. Give me my OBJ stack.
I mean, you're supposed to get the ding there. Do we have time? No. We'll go over the lineups and do the duck race, and keep chopping it up, because this conversation is going great.
You can do another if you want. You got like 45 minutes.
Nah, I feel like I rushed my show yesterday. I didn't get to check all the lineups.
Yeah, let it go.
I rushed the lineups. I didn't get to do I like the pace we're going. I like what we're doing here. This is fine. I really love my draft. I think this draft is spectacular. So we'll obviously get into the grades, and we'll get into that. So the way we'll do this is I'll say the teams, okay, and we'll go in terms of who gets to rate the teams, one after another. So I'll just say who's on the team. Sleaze, you'll go first for the first guy, then Bangle, and then we'll flip the order. You know what I mean? And then I'll just
gotcha.
at any point. Okay, perfect. We'll start with Who Hames. So this is good, guys. This is going great. This is great. 2783 for Who Hames. He goes Anthony Richardson, Jared Goffel. He reached on Jared Goff. So he definitely sniped Goff from somebody. You guys know what we call it when you reach on Goff. He was jacking Goff. All right. Jameer, I go again on my own. Jameer Gibbs, Tajay Spears. Oh, that's a significant drop-off for me. Marshawn Lloyd, Rico Dowdle. But I do like the names he got after that significant drop-off. Antonio Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Sermon. I hate your running backs.
Yeah, running backs are rough.
I hate your running backs, but fuck, they're all ceiling plays. There's an avenue there. Like B. Kurt, when he won first in DK, he had a lineup very similar. It's weird. I fucking hate your running back. So Garrett Wilson, Tank Dell, Rashee Rice, Rome Odunze, Jameson Williams. Okay, some more correlation there. Malachi Horley, Jalen McMillan, Bo Melton. He's a Laporta supporter. So that's 4 levels of correlation with Detroit. TJ Hawkinson and Mr. Man-Meat himself.
Oh man, look, I got some man meat for this guy. This dude is good.
Sorry, every time we talk about Jelani Woods, we've got to play the man meat. All right, so who do we say goes first here? Is it Sleaze or Bangle?
I'm down. I think you said me. Doesn't matter.
Okay, go ahead.
Who am I on?
Who Hames 112.
Oh, you just went over it. Same thing. 2783 build. I don't like the reach on Goff, but I get it because he has the 4-line stack with
Just give it a grade, brother. Just give it a grade.
Oh,
what do you like about it? What do you dislike about it?
B-, the running backs.
Okay.
And the receivers aren't that deep.
Okay, Bengal, you're up.
Oh yeah, you said he's got an avenue with his running backs. I think the avenue is to Pound Town. I give him a C. I love you, Who Hames, man, but those running backs are oh my gosh, it's cockadoodoo.
Yeah.
B- was nice.
Who Hames, I think you're a very sharp drafter. I think you reached on Gibbs. I mean, Tajay Spears isn't bad, but like if you look at every one of these running backs, they're all in a crowded running back room. Jahmyr Gibbs has to deal with David Montgomery. Tajay Spears has to deal with Tony Pollard. Marshawn Lloyd has to deal with Josh Jacobs and potentially A.J. Dillon, right? Rico Dowd's got to deal with Zeke and Deuce Vaughn, and I don't think that running game is going to be any good. Antonio Gibson's got to deal with Ramondre. Elijah Mitchell's got to deal with CMC. Trey Sherman's got to deal with – I mean, all you need is two, right? All you need is two, but I don't think your receivers are strong enough or deep enough for those two to matter. Your tight end is obviously strong, and I think Sam Laporte is a great late pick, but I would pay attention to like obviously you tried something and good for you. You got a lot of correlation, but also keep logic there with you. I'll agree with Sleaze. That's a B- for me, dog.
I mean, Anthony Richardson, it's my QB1, so it's hard for me to go C. I'm all on board with him. So
he's your QB1.
Mm-hmm.
Bengal, how do you feel about AR?
Oh, he is my number 2 quarterback on the season, man. I think AR is going to be a freak of nature, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you guys are both a lot higher on him than I am. I have him as QB9. He's my QB9.
When you have man meat as a target, it's gonna up your grade automatically.
For sure. I mean, the ceiling's there. I just need to see it. to believe it. And I'm not expecting progression or regression. I'm just saying we just haven't seen enough. I'm not going to buy in on the hype. Obviously, he was impressive when he played, but there was a lot.
This with man,
right? Yeah.
Oh
man!
Hussein says, "What's up, boys? What's good, Disco? My boy Sleazeball. How you two know each other?" Chef says, "Sup, all you beautiful people. What's up, Chef? Chef, welcome in. Absolutely agree. Who Hames? Okay. Well, hopefully we weren't rude. Obviously, Bengal getting sick was mean, but well deserved. That was your running back room. It's a tough one. Hopefully, Chef was good. Tuck Rule, you've entered the giveaway. All right. Ready to move on to the next one. Bengal up first. So it's a 3-6-8-3. Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, running back Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Jerome Ford, Trey Benson, Ray Davis, Audric Estime, wide receiver George Pickens, Christian Kirk, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Trey Palmer, Calvin Austin, Cedric Tillman, tight end Evan Ingram, Cole Kmet, Cade Otton.
I like that team.
Dude, I'd have to probably go. Oh man, is it B+ or A? Dude, I mean, I'll just give you an A, dude. I really like your team, man.
What do you like about it?
I mean, the fact that he has got Kyler Murray, right? He's got a solid running back room with JT, Saquon, and Jerome Ford right there. I love to have a nice 3. You followed up with a solid 3-pack at wide receiver with Pickens, Kirkin, and Jigba, and then you got a play. I don't like Cade Otton. He can go. He's like toilet paper, but Evan Ingram and Cole Kmet. I'd have to say it's either a B+ or A. I'm going to give him an A just because I really like this team.
Yeah, I don't see much correlation, but it's okay to draft without a lot of correlation. Like the only one I think is Trey Palmer and Baker, and you kind of you just got tight end. You got wide receivers late. Okay, that makes sense. Watson, Jeudy. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't personally. Okay, you're absolutely.
I'm more impressed with this team because the 2 running back build at the beginning is hard to make a total depth team out of, especially getting the receivers at the return. I know you jumped on it. You jumped on a Jigba a little too high for me, 15 spots. I think there's better value at wide receiver there. So if I'm looking at where did Njigba, let me pull the board up. And Jigba went
62nd overall was the pick.
Deontay Johnson.
62nd. Like you had Deontay. Oh yeah, Deontay Johnson I like better. Christian Watson's a boomer bust, but I don't know if I'm on board. I would have rather had DeAndre Hopkins. That's why I picked him. Like I don't know, just a safer play, but I get it. He could explode and be good. But the depth of Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and Trey Palmer is a nice little sleeper. Cedric Tillman and Calvin Austin really are nothing. But and then you have Evan Ingram, who's my favorite tight end to target besides Ferguson. I mean, it's a great team. B plus, A minus borderline team for taking running backs early too. George Pickens is just I'm all on board with him too.
It's definitely a different strat, and it's a cool strat, right? Because like it's not just the ADP game that you got to play here. You also got to play the roster construction game, right? Mm-hmm. And the roster construction and building a very unique roster construction. That's an A minus for me, honestly. I don't love your quarterbacks. Kyler's all right, but the other two I'm completely out on. Obviously they both can smash, right? But this is just personal preference. I'm enamored by like the roster construction, the savvy, the guts to just change up ADP and say fuck ADP. You know, I'm gonna go and do my own thing. So it's cool. It's a very, very cool draft. It's a good draft for me. Brother. By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, because I just saw a couple more people pop into the view numbers there. We are doing a giveaway tonight. It's hashtag Tuck Rule. Shout out to JC Money Design from the Sports Affiliation. He won the giveaway last night, and he said, you know what, just re-raffle it, reshuffle it for the community, do a duck race tonight for the community. So hashtag Tuck Rule to enter the giveaway just like this. Let's keep it going, guys. B-Rod, we said B-Rod's in here, right?
Yeah, he's in here.
All right. B-Rod goes 3683. Caleb Williams, Kirk Cousins, Drake May. Running back goes Breece Hall, Brian Robinson, Zach Charbonnet, Tyrone Tracy, Donta Foreman, Tank Bigsby. Wide receiver goes Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis, Jalen Polk. Some people say Jalen. Okay. Kyle Pitts, Jatavian Sanders, Tucker Kraft. We said sleazeballs up first. First, let's catch up with the chat.
Hit it.
NFL DFS pick says this might be one of my only Bijan lineups, which is a travesty over 100 drafts. Heard. We'll get to your team. Ron Karras has entered Tuck Rule. Doesn't it hurt as a Raiders fan to put hashtag Tuck Rule? I can't. Latomsky. Tuck Rule. I don't know why I struggle with that. What's up, Pat? Sleazeball, what's good, Pat? Tuck Rule, Pat's into the giveaway as well. Let's go. All right, Sleaze, you're up first. You got B-Rod's lineup up in front of you. What do you like about it? What do you like about it? What's the grade?
Let's make it quick. The wide receiver room is an absolute A. I mean, Marvin Harrison, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis, home run hitter, Jalen Polk. We don't know yet. Could be the 1, 2, or 3. Love the wide receiver room to the max. Kyle Pitts, I'm still leaning a little bit. I don't know yet. He's got to prove it to me. He's burned me so many times with him. Jatavion Sanders, we've talked about it a million times. I feel like he'll be out there running wind sprints, just like Kate Otten last year in that offense. Hopefully it changes. Tucker Kraft, I like over Luke Musgrave, so I'm on board with that late steal. The running back room, Zach Charbonnet starting to gain a little hype, but I don't see him doing anything over K9. Brian Robinson in a split. You don't know how it's going to go with Eckler yet, but I do like Brian Robinson. Tyrone Tracy, I'm on board with the quarterbacks. Rough for me, though. I'm not a Caleb fan. Kirk Cousins, we don't know. Drake May, I mean, might be your safest bet right now, I guess you'd say. I go B minus B on the fringe. I'll go with B.
Bangle, you're up, buddy.
Easy B minus because you got Caleb Williams. I love your wide receivers though, man. Your quarterbacks are kind of iffy. Kirk Cousins is obviously my favorite one there. I think he will stay healthy. He's going to be slinging the ball over the field. Running backs are okay. My borderline cutoff there is Brian Robinson. Obviously, he's going to be at most of the bulk of the carries, I believe, and just with the change of pace will be Austin Eckler. Zach Charbonnet, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't involved with the old scheme, the head coach, offensive coordinator. Not sure if he's going to be involved with the new one. I mean, when we saw when Kenneth Walker went down with injury and Zach Charbonnet was the number one running back, he didn't do anything with it, So I don't think he's as talented as we thought he was coming out of college. And all the other running backs, especially Tank Bigsby, I think is pretty much on the cock-a-doodle side. I do like Tyrone Tracy, but he has got to get the point too first. But I would say B minus overall.
Okay.
I'm right
Okay.
there with that.
Um,
I got a little question before you go on. Is there any quarterbacks in NFL history over the age of 30 to get an Achilles injury and ball out the next year?
I can't recall off the top of my head. No.
I mean, I'd have to look it up. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm trying to Google it right now. So you got Aaron Rodgers and
I
Kirk
think these
Cousins
are very
off.
unique situations where it's like one of one, where it's actually two of one. Actually, I think Aaron Rodgers has a slight upside because it happened to him much earlier than it did
earlier. Yeah.
to Cousins. But yeah, it's a very good question. I will say, B-Rot, I've drafted with you before. I've seen you in these drafter streets, but I've never broken down one of your teams. I like the micro stacks. Like you got Drake May and you got Jalen Polk here. You got Kirk Cousins and you got Kyle Pitts, both at a great value, by the way. And you got Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. Like the micro stacks are very good. I will say if you do reach, and it's not necessarily a reach, but in my opinion, it's a reach because I don't think Kyle Pitts is a better tight end than several of the tight ends he's currently going ahead in. So if you reach on an elite tight end, a top 5 tight end, or a top 6 tight end, you should make sure that you are safe at the running back position. I don't think your floor is high enough with this build, especially with, Breece Hall, obviously spectacular running back, but you don't have a second one. Right, you don't really have sure they can stagger their performances. I just don't think your running backs are safe. All in all, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I would just say maybe invest a little bit more in the running back position, and push other positions. But once again, you got great value everywhere else.
Now, Disco, he could have got Raheem Mostert instead of Jordan Addison. Would you like his team better if he did that?
100%.
Yeah,
his team would go to an A+ had he done that, right? In my opinion, and I was just great point. Yeah, 100% would have liked it a little bit more. Like your receivers are great. It's really good. There's a lot of good depth all the way down to Polk. I like Davis as even though a lot of people hate him in redraft and redraft, he gave people a bad taste. All you need is a spike week freak as what your wide receiver 7. It's not bad at all, right? It's a good draft. That's my one piece of advice. I'm not right. You're not wrong. You know what I mean? All it comes down to is it's just how I would personally do it. But once again, I respect your draft. Just Joshin, he's excited. It's his first year of Bijan. Bayou, I believe you're up first. We'll go over the lineup. Shocker! Just Joshin takes Josh Allen. He goes 3-6-8-3. Josh Allen goes double elite quarterback.
Oh man, so many quarterbacks.
Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert. Running back goes Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Devin Singletary, Nick Chubb. J.K. He's got the injured crew with Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins. Chuba Hubbard as well. Week 12 is going to be rough. It really is going to be rough because you have Devin Singletary and then
who may not even make it to that far.
Who might not even play, and then Chuba, who's in the 3. Yeah, Week 12 is going to be rough. So I think you should be rooting for. We'll see what happens Week 12. Nico Collins, Calvin Ridley, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. So nice double stack there. Michael Wilson, Darius Slayton, DJ Chuck, another little micro stack. Greg Dortch, Travis Kelce, Dawson Knox, another little more correlation. Sorry, I should say, and Will Dissly, more correlation. So I do think just Joshin does a great job in terms of correlation. I love what he does, and he's going to start pumping out content really, really soon, which is very exciting. I know he's got his PC set up, and he's putting it all together. So within the next week, we're going to be talking about our good friend Just Josh and NFL Picks DFS. He's brilliant, great guy, great content. Can't wait. This guy right here. Go smash a sub to his channel. But without further ado, bye, Bengal.
Yeah, I've drafted with this guy. Awesome dude, by the way. Absolutely awesome. Please go subscribe to him. I've seen him draft a lot, and I love you, brother, but I'm going to have to go C+ here, and there's some reasons for it. Number one, anytime we get Josh Allen, I preach this all the time at stream. If you get Josh Allen, please don't go another high round, and this is kind of what you get, right? Week 12, you're going to be decimated, right? Week 12, your starting running backs are going to be Devin Singletary and Nick Chubb, all right? And then you're going to have at wide receiver, you'll have Nico, Calvin Ridley, and then Michael Wilson or Darius Slayton. Right, so week 12, you're really going to be hurting. And then you don't need Justin Herbert, in my opinion, right? If you're going to go 2 big quarterbacks, you don't need the Justin Herbert. You can get another value. And we've seen time and time again, if we draft enough, we see C.J. Stroud drop into the 80s all the time, right? So, I just, 4 picks after ADP, I just think myself is too early for Stroud just because you could have probably got him. I don't know where he was drafting, but he might have.
I
He
don't
got
know
him
if
at
he'd have
pick
made it
70.
back.
He took him ahead of. So he got him at pick 79. Took him ahead of Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison, Ferguson, Kyler Murray, Udunze, Jameson Williams, Cortland Sutton, Dak Coleman, and Love, and Mostert, and Warren, and yeah. So he yeah.
And I get why he leaped on it. I mean, he had Nico Collins. I get it. I just think you're hurting in so many other positions. I like your team overall. Like if they're great, no bye weeks, I really like your team. I think I like the 3-pack of Bijan, Kamara, and Devin Singletary. It just sucks they have 2 12-week buys. And when your top 2 running backs have the same bye week, you really need to have a decent fourth, at least not terrible. Maybe like Devin Singletary and Javonte Williams. If you get that type of, that's great. But Nick Chubb, we don't know if he may not even be around, or if not, Chuba Hubbard, J.K. Dobbins, he might be a casualty. So you don't know what's going to happen at the running back position. And in this type of format, most points for, you need to be scoring every single week, right? You can't be saying, I'm just going to punt week 12. It's not going to cash you. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I would say C+, but I love you, brother. Trust me. I love you.
Sleazimus Decimus Meridius. You're up.
I agree with the C+. I'm not trying to go after him. I might even go lower just because you don't need the quarterback value. You have 3 studs. Like, you could have got drop C. I know you get the correlation with Nico, right? Nico I'm also a lot lower on. I think his value is way too high at 18. But you don't need CJ Stroud. You could have gone Herbert alone with Josh Allen, got your connection, saved. Let me see where you're picking at here. So save. You could have got, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, anything else to help your wide receiver depth right there, because you're literally holding one superstar or one wide receiver one, really. I mean, Calvin Ridley could be the 2. Curtis Samuel, we don't know. Khalil Shakir, we don't know. Michael Wilson be the 2. Slayton, the 3. DJ Shark, we don't know. Greg Dortch, the 3. So, I mean, you're sitting with one wide receiver power. You do have a great tight end, Travis Kelce, obviously, right? And then your week 12 running backs, again, we don't know if Devin Singletary will even be the starter by week 11. Nick Chubb should be back, should be, 70, 80% by then, hopefully. And, I like the Chuba pick just because we don't know about Jonathan or Brooks yet. So, I mean, but could have gone different ways, but I like the correlation, but I go C+ as well.
Okay. I'm not going to be as harsh because I think there's a lot of good here. You have, potentially 3 great top wide receivers on a week-to-week basis, easily 2 top running backs on a week-to-week basis, especially, since you are pushing the running back position, with injuries. Should Nick Chubb return, be prior to week 12, or J.K. Dobbins return prior to week 12, these are 2 smash picks, right? But a lot needs to happen for that to go. I like your tight ends. I get your quarterback. So I think my only piece of advice I would give you, brother, is you got to read the room. Okay, you have to read the room. And the reason why I say that, because like I was just going over this. I was like, okay, so why would he take CJ Stroud and not expect him to come back? Probably because somebody who's drafting after him has Tank Dell, or they have Stephon Diggs. So if I go down here, I'm like, okay, so the guy who has Tank Dell, who Hames, he took Anthony Richardson because he prioritized taking Anthony Richardson at that value. He's not going to want to take CJ Stroud as well, especially in the next couple of rounds, because they both have the same bye week.
That's
right?
tough, though.
You have to read the. That's what you got to do, though. You have to read the room. You have to know
name.
You have to know your draft room. You have to know your draft board, and then you'd be like, okay, what about the guy with Diggs? Well, the guy with Diggs took Diggs at the beginning of the 3rd round, right? So CJ Stroud could have come back to him. Should he really want to get that stack, he could have got better value for CJ Stroud, because you've also done 51 of these drafts. You can see that CJ Stroud has been getting pushed later and later in these drafts. I think you could have waited, and it wouldn't have been catastrophic should you not have gotten that stack. So my biggest advice is, like, keep getting correlation, but don't push it. Get it at the value and read the room. Because had you read that room, and like, I know hindsight's always 2020. You're a very sharp drafter, and I'm not going to shit on this draft whatsoever, because it's a really solid draft, and you're a really, really smart drafter. But like, obviously, like, moving forward, try to read the room a little bit more. Tell yourself a story about like how people are going to draft, and like, be okay if you get Josh Allen this early. That means you're betting on him being the best quarterback there, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Quasi says it's not a matter of how many QBs, it's a matter of draft count. Absolutely. Quasi also says I was riding the bus to Value Town drafting my early wide receivers, but I think I should have drafted another running back, one less wide receiver. Two fat guys, Anthony Juris, great writer, by the way, phenomenal writer. Also, my guidance counselor, my leader, my friend, the guy who's been guiding me through the Scott Fishbowl since James SEO was on vacation. He's incredible. He says I always try to ride the bus to Valley Town. You do. 9 times out of 10, 100% LOL, says Pat Joyce. It's ironic that the reason everyone hates this team is because it has the best QB room of all time. It's not the QB room, and that's what Quasi's comment was addressing. It's not about it's about the value. Like you want, like 100%. If nobody's autoing here, you could have gotten CJ Stroud after at pick 90. If you just took a moment to read the room. That's my only piece of advice. Once again, I don't hate the draft. I don't think it's terrible. I really like what you did here. I think having both Josh Allen and CJ Stroud's incredible. And like Justin Herbert, yeah, why the heck not? Your team's good. There's a lot of good correlation. That's just my piece of advice. You don't have to take it. I really don't know the true value until the final play, week 18. Think about it. True. Just didn't 8 of top 10 teams have 3 QBs last year? Jerry Bagshaw? True. Truth Arthur Howell, it's basically all speculative. 100% it's all speculative. But when we're talking about a big tournament like this, values matter, right? Because a lot of people are going to have the same stack, right? But the person who has a player in between pick 79 and pick 90 with the same stack is going to have a higher advantage and a higher floor. Does that make sense? So, I mean, once again, we could be wrong. We could all be wrong. It's all theoretical at this point. But yeah, that's.
And I know he was saying about the best quarterback room available too, because we just have to remember, like, and I know you know what you're doing. That's totally fine. Like I said, we're not trying to bash you or anything. Our thing is like having 2 studs is almost irrelevant in one of these things because you're always going to be scoring a 0 every single week, and then you could have had, instead of another beast quarterback, you could have had another value like a Darnell Mooney or somebody in there when you could have drafted over like who was that you had picked your third quarterback, Justin Herbert. You could have had like a Darnell Mooney or something like that in there when they're not scoring zeros, because only one quarterback can score points. It's not a super flex. So that's the only reason. If you want CJ Stroud's great, I would just want to get a better value for him if you're going to grab something like that. So that's all I would say. It's not about you just having one of the best quarterback rooms. Obviously, you have an amazing quarterback room, but 2 of those quarterbacks, no matter what's, going to score you 0 every week. So,
yeah, I mean, if it was only a super flex,
yeah,
right.
Got something in my eye. Tuck Rule, Tiller Turtle, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Andrew N has to head out, man. Okay, his hamstring is pulled, guys. His hamstring is pulled. Lutomsky said that argument is for every position, though. You take 10 wide receivers, 6 of them are benched.
At value, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, some people play money ball. Some people play like you'll see a lot of guys that like to push the running back position very late. It's all theory. But like it's just how we feel. So we'll look at Mossy, then Quasi, then we'll go through your drafts and my draft at the end, where you guys give me an honest grade, and we'll go. I really like my draft, by the way. So Mossy,
go too. Oh, it's so good.
3, 5, 10, 2. You like your team too?
No, yours.
Oh, thank you. Who's up first here? Is it Sleaze or Bangle?
I don't remember.
Who we going? We going Mossy?
No, yeah. So let me just. So it's 3, 5, 10, 2. Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, Bo Nix. But Mossy's a very sharp drafter, so I know the team's going to be better. CMC, DeAndre Swift. CMC at the 103 is sick. Some idiot took Jamar Chase at the 102. Idiot. Zach Moss, Javonte Williams, Gus Bus. I love the running back room. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle, who I want to get more exposure to. Actually, I really do. Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, Lad McConkey, a whole lot of rookies. Xavier Worthy, Xavier Leggett. It's the X-Men. Adam Thielen, Troy Franklin, Kendrick Bourne, Malik Washington, Trey McBride, Taysom Hill. Bayou, you go first.
Oh man, this is killing me, right? Because my first thought when I look at this, I really like it, right? I really do like it. The quarterback spots makes me throw up. I like all 3 of these quarterbacks, but I don't like any of those quarterbacks as a number 1 quarterback, if that makes any sense, But Could it work out? Daniel Jones could have a higher floor. Does the offensive line better for Derek Carr? Does that make him throw a lot better? It could work. There is definitely an area where this works 100%. Now, I don't think this is a winning spot as far as number one, but this can definitely cash some type of money as long as we get some type of fantasy value. His running back room, freaking sick. I love it. Really great. My only issue with wide receivers, he has a very high potential wide receiver room. But the fact is, when you draft so many rookies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies,
that's tough.
Man, that's rough. That's rough. And I like your tight ends for sure. I mean, that's rock and roll for me. All the rookies at the wide receiver and the unknown of the quarterback position, got to go like B- for you, Mossy. Got to.
Sleazeball.
I'm on board with the B-. The quarterback room, like you said, it makes you throw up. I don't even know if Carr will be the starting quarterback by week 8. I think we'll see Rattler in there. I do love the Danny Dimes late throw if he can get his rushing ability back. He's never had a wide receiver one like Malik Nabers in his career. He gets to link that up together. That's nice. The running back room is solid. The rookies, like Bayou Bengal was saying, I like the idea of the 6 rookies. And Trey McBride's my tight end 1, so I mean you're fine there. Taysom Hill, a little correlation. I gotta go B- as well. The quarterback scare me as a 1. It could pop weekly, but I think it's gonna be really low scoring.
Right.
Yep. It's not your best work, not your worst work. My only advice is I get it. You push the quarterback position. Your running backs are elite. Your wide receivers, it's a great ceiling play all across the board, really good. But if you do go with Taysom Hill as your tight end 2, I think no matter how early you go with the tight end 1, you need a third tight end because his floor is non-existent. That's the only piece of advice I'd give. Obviously, even you've admitted that's your worst QB room. But just from a roster construction standpoint, if you are going with Taysom Hill as your second tight end, you need a third one because he has no floor. He's just a spectacular ceiling play. So that's my only piece of advice. It's not bad. It's not great. It's good. All right, Quasi, a.k.a. the 2-time. He goes 2792. Brock Purdy. Guys, once again, we don't grade Quasi because he's won first and second in this place.
Phenomenal.
We just look at the lineup and say nice things because we're very blessed that he's part of this community. Shout out to Quasi, a.k.a. the 2-time. I just chugged my vitamin water and didn't shout him out once. Brock Purdy, Bryce Young, Ramondre Stevenson, Raheem Mostert, Tony Pollard, Chase Brown, Braylon Allen, Dylan Laube, Deuce Vaughn, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Brandon Ayuk, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Darnell Mooney, Demario Douglas, Demarcus Robinson, Jawan Jennings. Tight ends, Mark Andrews, Jonnu Smith.
Why the 7 running backs is my question for Quasi.
Why the 7 running backs?
Yeah, I mean, you could have stopped at Braylon Allen and, depth. I guess you had enough stud wide receivers, so I get it. I mean, you got 6 wide receivers that are all startable, or 7 wide receivers that are all startable. I like Demarcus Robinson as well. If anything happens to Cooper Kupp or Puka, he's going to the moon. But you would have gone 8.
I would have tried to get another. I would have tried to get another quarterback though instead of Bryce, just because we don't know the unknown.
I don't think you're going to get any value out of Dylan Laube or Deuce Vaughn. That's why I'm wondering. It could. Injury. A lot of injuries happen, but I don't know. Those are kind of.
I like the team though.
Weird picks from Quasi for me. I don't know if it's a 0 RB. You have Ramondre, Raheem, and Tony Pollard. It's not fully 0 RB.
I think he was hoping for because with the Mark Andrews pick here, I think he was hoping for Lamar Jackson, right? Yeah. Especially where he took Mark Andrews, but he probably got sniped on that.
I think Lamar went first.
It's all right. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's definitely not his best work. Latomsky says, I like Taysom a little more this year because of the Juwan injury, at least in the first 4 to 5 weeks. They also may use him at the goal line, but not high on Saints offense. I wouldn't say I'm high on Saints offense either. I know Bengal likes the Saints offense. We can get to that after we get to the rest of the teams. But I will say I don't necessarily especially in PPR format, I don't really consider Taysom Hill as a tight end. I think he's more of a fullback. He's more of a fullback. What's that guy's name? The fullback's name on the 49ers.
Oh, Juszczyk.
Juszczyk. Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. I think he's more of a Kyle Juszczyk, where he's a runner, but Kyle Juszczyk's a better receiver and better receiving threat than Taysom Hill, where Taysom Hill has spectacular values as a runner. So in a PPR format, I don't really like him. I don't really like him at all, but I could be wrong once again. And I agree. 100%. Quasi says Bryce plus Canales could be league winning where you draft him. He also said Vaughn is a spike week pick if they do experiment with him in the slot and in the return game potentially. I mean, it's not just going to be Tolbert. They're going to need to mix and match it because there's going to be a lot of returns with the ball getting closer to the goal line in the red zone every time they bring it back. I think whatever the over is. But yeah, man. Yeah. 100%. He's a great spike week player, but his floor is not safe enough as a standalone backup. That's all I'm saying. So we'll look at your draft, Sleazeball. You don't get to say a word until me and Bayou Bengal just fucking rip it apart. Sure. We are going to rip it apart. So Sleazeball goes 2-5, 10-3. Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne, Jalen Warren, Jaleel McLaughlin, Jalen Wright, CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel, DeAndre Hopkins, Brian Thomas Jr., Tyler Lockett, Jacoby Myers, Ricky Pearsall, Javon Baker, A.T. Perry, Odell Beckham Jr., Dalton Kincaid, Noah Fant, Colby Parkinson. Bayou, you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. I want to hate this so bad, but it's so freaking good, man. If I had to say anything, gosh, it's good. This is going to teeter on Jalen Warren too. I mean, if he's going to be the main guy too, I like Jaleel McLaughlin. I like Jalen. Freak, there's nothing I can say, bro. His wide receiver, I'm really high on his wide receivers, man. I like all three of his tight. The bro gets an A for me, bro. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can say about the team. I love it, man.
Okay, so here's mine with Sleaze. I think Sleaze is one of those guys who values correlation a lot. Like, he's always looking for correlation. Sometimes, like, when I first met Sleaze, he reached on correlation, and I pointed that out to him, and, like, he couldn't sleep for days because he reached on Dak Prescott, like, 20 picks. I swear to God, like, he remembered that. So sometimes his correlation falls to him, and when his correlation falls to him at the value, because he's always looking for correlation and stacks and all that, it's spectacular. And I agree. That's an A. That's an A for me. That's a really, really good draft. Sometimes you have really spectacular drafts. Sometimes you just try to push for correlation a little bit too hard, and you lack. But this is some of your better work.
Good job.
Really
I wanted Blake Corum to go with Kyren. It was freaking Bayou Bengal, wasn't it? Who was it?
No, I don't take Blake, but I agree.
Disco. God damn it. Right before me. Yep, that hurt. Okay.
Lutomsky, another draft. Yeah, there's going to be another draft, but it's going to be on Sleazeball's stream right after our channel. So make sure you're subscribed to Sleazeball. Sleazeball, if you want to put your link out, find him on X or something. I don't know how to put the link here. I have no idea how to put the link here. It always
just Sleazeball FF, my name on YouTube. I'll be live in 7 minutes here, hopefully.
Mossy says, my case for Taysom is tight end floor. If you want to dip out and get ready for your show, it's totally fine, bro. Obviously, your show.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I want to rip your shit apart.
His ceiling is great paired with elite tight ends. For sure, he's got one of the best ceilings, but his floor is non-existent as a standalone backup. Once again, it's your opinion, and I 100% expect it. I respect it. Okay, Bayou Bengal. He goes 2-5-9-4. Jaden Daniels, Will Levi.
God, those running backs are nice.
Derrick Henry, Rachaad White, Zamir White. He got the thumbnail correlation. Jonathan Brooks, Tyler Algier, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Rashid Shaheed, Mike Williams, Adonai Mitchell, Quentin Johnson, Rondell Moore. Tight end, he goes with a 4-tight build. And I like it. Hunter Henry, Isaiah Likely, Chigozie Mukonku. You get a lot of Chig, eh? And Theo Johnson. Sleaze.
Man, this is one of his better drafts as well. Jaden Daniels, I love. Will Levis, I love for a breakout. The running backs are an A. I mean, you can't get Derrick Henry, Rachaad White, Zamir White, Jonathan Brooks. I have a league winner down the stretch. If anything happens to Bijan, you're gold. Getting Jefferson at 6 is crazy. Chris Olave, though, I know you're a Saints fan. Chris Olave, I'm kind of lower on, but I do like the target share he's going to see no matter what. Terry McLaurin, I love. Again, Keenan Allen, he likes. I'm not that high on Keenan, but the depth here, And I like this is the time you do your 4 tight end build right here, right? So you waited, you got Hunter Henry at great value. He's one of my favorite tight ends. But when you have those 2 quarterbacks like that, I love that you go for the 4 tight end play here with Isaiah Likely. If anything happens to Andrew, he's even going to play either way in 2 tight end sets. They've already updated; he's more involved. And you got Chig and Theo is kind of a dark horse dart throw, but could be really nice. I go A- B+ borderline here on this draft. I like it a lot. Except for, I mean, I don't.
You're good. You're good stuff there.
You
You're
draft
fine.
too much Chig for me, man. I don't like Chig.
I had to get it with Will Levi though.
Yeah,
I
see that. I see that. I get the connection. I mean, yeah, that's a nice team. B+, A-.
I'm just looking at what you could have done differently, because I feel like your wide receiver start was phenomenal. You then got really good running backs. You kind of reached on Stroud, but like it's negligible.
Stroud.
Brooks, you probably didn't need. You probably could have gotten a good second quarterback there. Because like you got to look at it this way, right? If you push the tight end position and go 4 tight ends, you need to be protected by an elite QB. And right now, elite QBs are a spectacular value where like they're.
I think Jaden Daniels is elite, man.
I mean, but like it's all theory, right? In my opinion, I don't hate it. I don't love it personally. If I'm going 4 tight ends, it means I have an elite quarterback, and if I'm going 4 quarterbacks, it means I have, you know what I mean. But like that's just how I would personally do it. I don't hate it. I think you're deep everywhere. You have a lot of really good depth. Will Levi is absolutely slept on. You got him 30 picks.
30 picks after ADP.
Maybe a little bit more. Jaden Daniels, I think out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he's my favorite. Your running backs are elite. Tyler Algier even has an avenue, and the roster construction is very unique. It's good. Your tight ends, every one of those tight ends could hit. The fact that you got 4 of them, it's good. It's a smash. I just wish that you invested a little bit higher at quarterback. I don't think you needed a Shaheed. Obviously, I know you like Shaheed. But I like Shaheed. I think had you passed on Shaheed and gotten Caleb, you know what I mean? I would have liked your team a lot more. That would have been an A+ in my opinion. But hindsight's always 20. All right. Time for you guys to rip my shit apart. You guys ready?
Right.
I'm ready.
I got 2 minutes. Let me run through it real quick here.
No, I'll
no?
I'm not cutting my show short. If you want to go early, by all means go early. I'm not cutting my shit short, okay? Ron Carrot says, all you guys have a nice evening. Gotta run. If I win, hit me up. I got you, brother.
I was gonna say I'll grade it quick short as well. Saying you don't gotta cut it short.
So 2, 6, 8, 4, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Blake Corum, Austin Eckler, Justice Hill, Miles Sanders, wide receiver Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, Marvin Mims, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Hyatt. Tight end, I go George Kittle, Dalton Schultz, Pat Freiermuth, Ben Sonat. Go ahead, Sleazy, you go first.
I mean, quarterbacks A++++++, right? You can't go wrong there. Joe Burrow, Mahomes. I mean, I like Burrow for a huge bounce back year. Kenneth Walker, people are sleeping on. This guy should be drafted higher. I'm not buying into the Charbonnet. A lot of people are getting on board with Najee Harris bounce back as well with the O-line they have. I can get with that. The running back room is solid. Miles Sanders, you always pick at the end. Always drives me nuts. Jamar Chase, obviously, my wide receiver 1. Cooper Kupp is my other guy. DK Metcalf is my other guy I'm all in on. All 3 of these guys are going to explode this season. Hollywood Brown correlation with Mahomes is nice. You took the Bateman. I like Mims a lot this season. That's you jumped 15 spots for him. I can see why. I'm doing the same now as well. Jalen Hyatt, another home run hitter. Tolbert, I think, may even lose his job at wide receiver 3 right now. It's looking real sketch. I don't think you needed the 4 tight end build with no correlation, right? So I'm looking at it like Sanat, Freiermuth, Schultz, and Kittle. No correlation. You probably could have left Sanat off or left Schultz off, either one. But with the Ben Sanat update of playing the Z back and the H back and coming out of the backfield, I'm buying him everywhere right now. So it's kind of crazy. But I will give it that's another B+, A-. It's a great draft. The wide receiver room is fucking great. The running backs are great. The quarterbacks are great. The tight ends are great. That's a great draft.
Thank you, brother. By the way, guys, Sleazeball, sub to his channel. He will be and should be going live right now. If you need to head out, brother, by all means, do it. Thank you for hopping in, all right?
Thanks for having me on, Bengal. Great stream, Disco. I'm out, guys. I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see you in your chat in a sec, brother. Bengal, critique me.
Oh, here we go. You ready for this, man? This is what I would have done, and you're not going to agree because you don't like the players that we like, but this is what I've done. I know why you got Joe Burrow. Now, I preach all the time, like, if you get one elite, you don't really need the other elite, but this is how I would have done differently, and you can tell me if it makes sense or no. I love the combination of Mahomes and Burrow. That's freaking awesome, right? But what I have done, instead of Burrow, if you could have grabbed Zach Moss and then maybe grab a Matthew Stafford later to do Stafford and Cup, I think I would have liked it a lot better because the running back to me from Blake Corum down, there's they're not the main guy. They're not going to be a lot of high.
I couldn't do Stafford and Cup. Bye week.
Are they the same bye week?
Yeah.
Oh, they are the same bye week. Okay.
And there's no way in hell I'm drafting Geno Smith ever.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
no, I see that now. Okay. Yeah. My thing is, this draft is really good. I like it a lot. I really like your wide receivers. This is probably the best 4-pack of tight ends I have ever seen. Kittle, Schultz, Farmouth, and Senate. Hello.
Especially,
with this, I would expect your tight end sometimes to fill that what do you call this? Oh my God.
The flex
role. Yeah. I would assume that would happen sometimes, even with you having Chase, Cup, Metcalf, and Brown. My thing would be if anything I could say bad about that. And I like Blake Corum and I like Austin Eckler. I obviously don't like Hill. I like Rasheen Ali a little bit better, and Miles Sanders is irrelevant to me, but I know your correlation could be. They could pop off. You don't know. My thing is the safety, and I would like one more running back in there. I would love that. But overall, besides that, wanting one more running back, dude, this is probably one of the better drafts I've seen. I think it's definitely good enough to cash. And like I said, I'm freaking googly eyes over your 4 tight ends. I love all 4 of those. I have them all rated out really, really high. And every single one of those, except for Ben Sinnott, you got them at really good value. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I really, really like it, man. I think you did really, really well. I mean, if I had to say anything, I'd probably give you a B+ if I had to grade you, man.
I appreciate that, sir. I genuinely appreciate that. The more I look at the guy who won it all last year, Dorito, the more I look at what he did and how he built his team, he went with a sorry, I'm just trying to set up the duck race right now.
No, you're fine. How do you see that, by the way? How do you see the Doritos lineup? Is there a way I can see that?
Yeah. I think you have to be in the draft last year. I can screenshot it and send it to you.
Okay, yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah. All right.
I've been in drafts with that Dorito guy. I didn't know that he was the winner.
You're literally the last draft you did before you went live.
Yeah.
He was there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. All right, guys, get to quacking, then we'll head over to Sleazeball Stream.
I need to get my quacks going.
All right. I think we got everybody in here. Okay, done. 69. It's already set up at 69 seconds. You love to see it. Drafters Fantasy X Streak has them tweeted. Guys, thank you for today's show. It was awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on and gracing me with your presence. It was nice to chop it up with Sleaze and talk ball with Sleaze. I could talk ball until I'm blue in the face. I really
me too.
And you guys are great to talk ball with. And once again, guys, Sleazeball's going live. He should be live right now. So yeah, we're running a little bit late. And then also TSA is live at 9:30 or 9:15. Sorry, it's 9:15, right? They're live at 9:15. They'll be doing some minis. So you got either a couple of minis that you go do with Sleaze. You could go do a couple minis with the TSA. But after this, we're gonna go rate Sleazeball's stream. Anyways, we got a lot of quacks. If you ain't quacking, you ain't. I don't know. All right, on your marks, get set, go.
Oh man, I think what makes us good too is we don't have bullet points. Everybody, we all talk from the dome and just kind of come up with things. I think that makes it a lot more engaging content too. We don't have bullet points, so you guys know.
Absolutely. Scott Fish pick. Am I on the clock? I am not on the clock. Man, slow drafts are a slow, unusual punishment. I hate it with a passion, but it's such a good cause. I can't really get mad.
Oh yeah. Who you got winning the duck race?
Who do I have winning the duck race right now? I'm gonna go with Quasi or Ron.
I gotta go my mod. My mod's gonna win. Tiller Turtle 13. Let's go.
Where's the okay, I see him.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going Ron or Quasi. Look at the burners on Ron and Quasi right now. Look at them come.
Holy.
Look at them come, and then your mod is coming, and then
Tyler, pick up your ass.
who is that? Who just fired B Rot is
Yo,
just
who is
going.
this?
Let's go, B Rodster.
Yo,
Yeah, you definitely never want to get off to a fast start. Quack.
Congrats, bro.
First time showing up to our stream, and
First time.
Good shit. B-Rot, I don't know if you're still here. If you are, shoot me a DM on X, Big Draft Energy there, and we'll get. What's up, the Sports Addicts Network, guys? Fantastic follow. If you guys like free money, this guy's putting out free money bets on a daily basis, multiple. He cashes baseball, basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, cricket. You name it, he puts it. It's free money. Great follow on X. Shout out to my boy, the Sports Addict. The duck races are so fun. Shout out to you, beautiful folks, guys. Come on, Grizzly Bear, sing it. I ain't singing shit. I love you though, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Sleazeball is live right now. It was a hell of a good time. Thank you, Bayou Bengal. If you guys have not subscribed to my friend Bayou Bengal, please do so. He's so close to 1,000, and like the content there is, it's great. You can tell that Bengal is very passionate about what he does, and he takes a great level of care to deliver his information and make sure that he has great insight and great research behind it. Once again, Bengal, where can the folks find you? And any last words to say to our folks before we go put Disco Raid in?
Yeah. So you can find me on YouTube, right? Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network. Just search that up. You can find me over there, or I'm just on Twitter. I always post all types of stuff over there at Bayou Bengal FN. And then a huge shout out to my wife, who is an artist who just painted that for me a couple days ago. And I think it really looks awesome. So big shout out to my wife for doing it for me. But it was fun, man. Disco, it's always a pleasure, man. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for having me on your show, man.
Sports Addicts. I still don't know the Wet Fart Hotel reference, but he says I just booked a room at the Wet Fart Hotel. I put in Bayou name. Okay. You guys hopping in Sleaze. Yeah, 100%. We'll meet you guys over in Sleaze. We'll Disco and Bayou Raid in Sleaze's chat, guys.
Disco
until next time. Hold on. My wife wants to see the picture up close if you can.
Shut up.
That is incredible. Holy,
she did good. She did a really good job.
That is so nice.
So she painted that for me. So
all right. I wonder if she could do like a big disco ball, but like as my head.
Everything, bro.
All right, guys. See you guys over at Sleaze's stream. Until next time, peace.